are you currently ignoring and why? Do you ever have that moment where you suddenly realize that you can't stand someone? They didn't change and nothing eventful happened, but suddenly everything they do annoys you? What's happening right now? I've already passed on several things because this person was going to be there. Here it is. They're the same person they've been since high school, and that's exactly the problem because it's been almost a decade since then. This right here. It's only been 4 to 5 years for this person, but they are literally doing the same exact thing and are almost the exact same person. Right now, at this very minute, I am ignoring the hell out of a customer who is being a total jerk because he brought me what he thinks is a dead battery, and is bitching because I won't hand over a new one without going through the diagnostic tests that are required for me to get a replacement battery from my manufacturer. I am typing this, and he is standing at my counter, staring at me, and I do not care. 1 minute, sir, let me check something in the reports. Gets on Reddit. Guys, check out this asshole at my work. I literally do this daily, although much easier to pull off since I am not face-to-face but rather on the phone or sending emails. A guy I sold a used car to. I was asking for $1,000 and letting him pay $800. I had it checked out the day before I sold it to him and they found no problems. Supposedly, the engine blew a month later and he is now harassing me to give him some of his money back. As is, no warranty, dude, leave me alone. It's a $1,000 car that ran when he bought it. That's like buying a $5 thrift store toaster and bitching when a circuit blows a month later. And you paid $4 for it. I have this client whom I made an animation for, and halfway through they decided they can only pay me half, so I stopped working on it. They need it today and are blowing up my phone, and I'm just gonna let it go. I don't need the money, and it's clear these guys don't respect me. Don't screw your contracts. Just send the half-done animation in. Half the pay, half the work. So that the client can harass another poor soul into building onto OP's work? Nah. Full price equals full thing, half price equals no thing. My brother. He is a drug addict who only calls me when he needs money. He couldn't even bother to tell me our mother had 2 weeks to live. I'd have flown out in a heartbeat. A friend of mine got into a multi-level marketing thing. I told her when she started not to bother me to buy products. She kept asking me about it. I listened to her one time and then I told her I wasn't buying anything and not to ask me to buy products anymore. She continued to periodically ask. I told her that if she asked one more time, we would no longer be friends. She asked one more time, so I just stopped responding and talking to her. Can't say I didn't warn her, I did. If she ever drops this thing, maybe I'll talk to her again, or maybe not. I am kind of enjoying not talking to her, to be honest. My son has juvenile arthritis. A friend from college who I really liked and respected got cut off when she continually tried to sell me Juice Plus to cure my son. I was so disappointed and lost all respect for her when she told me again and again that I should spend $100 a month on Miracle Juice so I could stop giving him poison to manage his symptoms. She used her own son as evidence he fell out of a window at 2 and recovered miraculously because she gave him juice. You're right. Had nothing to do with the ICU doctors working on him round the clock for weeks. And I should absolutely take parenting advice from the person who let their toddler fall out of a 3rd-story window. At the start of this story, I thought I was going to have a fun time being angry at stupid miracle cure sellers. Now I just want more info on the baby falling out of a window. How did this even happen? My cat, because I do not approve of her running around the house at 4 in the morning. The silent treatment will teach her. You think that's bad? A bat once took over my mom's bedroom because my cat dragged it into the house. You think that's bad? I once saw a pack of wild dogs take over and successfully run a Wendy's. Every single incoming 1-800 number ever. If it's important, they'll leave a message. And numbers I don't recognize from people who won't leave a message. I have like 4 different numbers from different parts of the country that'll call my cell while I'm at work almost every day. I don't like answering my phone at work because my office building gets terrible tower reception. They never leave a message and never call after working hours. I know they're just telemarketers or something spammy, but it's so annoying regardless. People try to get with you whilst being aware that you've been unavailable for 4 years. I'm fine with being friends, but when you tell me things like, let's see where it goes, and he doesn't own you, and I'm horny, I wish you were single, you're weird, and piss off. Can I say that is just a little bit creepy? And I pretty much guarantee you he called her something along the lines of a dumb slut when she told him off. This is classic r/nice guys material. My studying, because I'm a procrastinating little bish. Ugh, yeah, I gotta memorize a Shakespeare monologue and present it in a few hours. Definitely not ready. My ex-boyfriend. He cheated on me in August, in my own bed while I was visiting family, and I found out in November. Moved out immediately. I guess he thought I'd cool off and return. He recently started texting, so I blocked his number. Then Facebook messaging and calling, so I blocked him there. Yesterday, Instagram comments. Blocked again. Nope. Nope. I have zero desire to ever interact with him again, except to tell him to heck off should he find some other way to contact me. Mine stooped so low as to reach out through LinkedIn, and that's how I learned how to block people on LinkedIn. Taro14 endorsed you for being a cheating asshole. Ex-girlfriend. She broke up with me and said after 11 months she never felt any love towards me. I moved on and found someone new. Now after she finds out I am with someone new, all of a sudden she now loves me and misses me, etc. This is going to be a recurring theme in your life. You don't know them. They go to another school. They live in Canada, you wouldn't know them. My friend. We'll call her Maggie. Maggie is boy crazy. Big time boy crazy. She had a thing with a boy a few months back that lasted, no exaggeration, about 3 weeks. When said boy broke things off, she lost her crap. She texted me, "Brian just wants to be friends." When I replied, "Sorry," frowny face, she informed me that I was the worst friend in existence. Exact words. She's called me that multiple times. She subtweeted about me a few days ago on an argument I was absolutely right about, still holding that grudge. Every time I wear an outfit she doesn't like, she informs me that I'm dressed like a douchebag. There was one day she said I looked like a douche 3 times within the hour. She's a toxic friend that I don't want to talk to anymore. I would not call her a friend. This girl on the train home from work. She gave me her number a few months ago and I messaged her saying thanks and I'm flattered, but that I was married. Recently she's been messaging me, "The more you ignore me, the more I want you." I've since moved train cars. I'm guessing folks who ride the train regularly probably have places they sit by habit, and that's what this means. When I first read your comment, I couldn't shake the image that there was some kind of Snowpiercer situation going on where you were literally on the same train months later and for the foreseeable future. My urge to urinate, because I can hold it for 5 more minutes, damn it. Aren't you on the toilet? I mean, you're on Reddit, so 50% chance, right? Spent years trying to get closer to my sister. After basically not knowing each other for years, just as I was thinking our relationship was doing well, she got mad at me and cussed me over the phone. Eventually, after a month of waiting for an apology, I called her to mend the gap. Her words were, "This time we've spent not talking, I haven't felt like anything was missing from my life." Ah, well, damn. Guess I've been investing my time and energy in the wrong place then. At least you tried. You don't have to be friends with someone because they are related to you. It doesn't reflect on the person you are either. Thanks. And I know that's the truth of it. I've lived in parts of the US without family for a long time. I'm probably just a couple of deceased relatives away from taking off again. The girl who I was interested in, we both had mutual feelings for each other and had been intimate with each other. She had a year plus some to move things along with us, in addition to my attempts to do so, but she never did. Then I met a girl I really liked and she really liked me for me, and we're dating now. Now that I have a good relationship, she wants to be more serious with me. Don't feel bad in the slightest. She had plenty of time. Dozens of books and novels in my reading list. I'm browsing Reddit instead. A friend ordered some custom paintings, insisted on paying in advance, and I said no because I don't have a guaranteed deadline. She insisted, so I took the money, and now all of a sudden I have a deadline. And she keeps sending me angry messages and demanding a refund, and it has destroyed our friendship. After I get her the paintings, I am done. She can kiss the fattest part of my ass. I am also an artist. I hate deadlines. They're too hard to predict. I love deadlines. I like the whooshing sound they make as they fly by. This girl I've been talking to for a little over a month. Been Snapchatting and talking on the phone and trying to find time for a date. She has 3 kids, so that's sometimes difficult, but last weekend I invited her over for dinner and even offered to pay for her kids' babysitter for the night. She said it sounded like a great idea and then went silent when Friday rolled around. So basically she curved me. Probably just wanted to chat and flirt while doing whatever she wants in between. Just wanted attention is my guess. Never understood why people continue to play those games in their mid-20s to 30s. You do know that paying for a babysitter puts a lot of pressure on just a first date. 90% of people would curve or run. I would absolutely agree if she hadn't already seemed really into me and how often we'd been talking. She kept talking about how badly she wanted to go out for a night, but didn't want to leave her kids with their dad and was having trouble finding someone to watch them. Talking for like a month and a half every day and she had to cancel twice. So this was basically my way of saying, I'll cover the babysitter so you're free and have nothing to worry about, to see if she actually wanted to date or was just playing games. Turns out it was the latter. A foreclosure on a rental property 2,200 miles away. The renters absolutely trashed the place. The repairs will total up to about $10K plus, and it's just not worth trying to fix up for new renters. Housing prices are in the toilet in that area because of constant new construction, and the lender denied us a short sale. Just curious, I don't mean to offend or anything. Wouldn't foreclosure hurt credit score or other things like that? It will, but at this point, I'm out of options. My credit is already shot as the renters decided to not pay rent for a few months. Not much help is offered out there if it isn't your primary home. My roommate. Guy's been my best friend since we were kids. We've told each other crap we'd never tell anyone else. Been there for each other when crap got rough, talked girl problems, got too wasted and got out of impossible situations together. But crap changes. Life gets stressful, time gets thin, people change. I changed. He has grown bitter. He hadn't talked much for about a year living together. I figured it was just that we were so busy getting our lives in order. The other day he let me know how he feels about me. He's been holding in so much hate for me. Took me by complete surprise. To go from best buds to enemies. Sorry to hear that, man. Can you elaborate? Why does he hate you now? He's the kind of guy that holds everything in. Doesn't talk about how he feels, and he gets tremendous pressure from his parents and girlfriend. So he probably chose me as an outlet for his frustrations. We don't really connect as we used to, as we've grown into different people over the years. I have a good deal of new friends, and he isn't very good at making new ones. So I could see him feeling like I betrayed him and went on and found new friends. It's really fine though. We're young, just graduating college. So if there's a friendship to be had, we'll probably reconnect later in life. Thanks for asking. My best friend. I love her to pieces, I really do. It's just emotionally draining for me to constantly put on an excited face every time we talk or chat. I'm not bored of you if you're not being bubbly all the time, and when I'm finally trying my best to act the way you want to see me, stop pointing out the fakeness. I swear it's draining. Introverts with extrovert friends. My new dating interest. Friday's 4th date with her was my last. She just isn't interested in anything. She hasn't done anything or been anywhere interesting. She hasn't read a newspaper in a decade, and she doesn't hold up her end of the conversation. She sucks the air out of the room. I'm done. Gotta love those one-word responses and no follow-up questions. If she isn't curious about you, she probably just in it for the free food and drinks. Is this a pretty common thing, dating for free food and drinks? This bitch at work who has worked hard to badmouth me to management and talk trash behind my back, not realizing it was all getting back to me. I confronted my manager and finally got all the advancement that I've been inexplicably denied for years. Also, no, I got one of the highest raises recently because we compared numbers. Yay for progress. Everyone should talk openly at work about pay and raises. She was the top bish, but now all her cronies are gone. Some quit, one fired, one out on medical leave, and one demoted. And she's realizing she now only has one ally left. I know it really irritates her that I'm doing all of this stuff now, even though she's all nice to my face. She can't help running her damn mouth, because what she said behind my back has gotten back to me. I'm enjoying watching her burn, but I'm pretending not to notice. Ooh, I've got one of those. Except mine was promoted last week, about 2 months after going on a tirade in our boss's office for over an hour about how much she can't stand me, including some very personal petty things. When I later confronted my boss to let him know I heard everything, he encouraged us to talk it out. We sat down the next day, and instead of apologizing, she, get this, told me I was rude for listening to a private conversation. I could hear everything she said from my desk in the office next door. Yeah, I'm the rude-ass bitch. About a year ago, I did business with a fellow and it went very well. I thanked him for the work he did for me and never got a response. Despite this, I recommended him to many people for the quality of his work and his speed. After several months, I hired him again. From a technical perspective, he did a good job, but was so off-model I was disappointed. I didn't note this to him, as frankly I had more pressing problems in my life. And I understand things don't always go as planned. A bit after that, I contacted him again about making a purchase, but he blew me off. I got the impression he thought I was too small time to afford what I wanted. Today I found out that someone offered him a large amount of cash for his work. The fellow that made the offer is so shifty that complete strangers contacted the guy I know to tell him not to trust this would-be employer. He didn't listen, and the guy that hired him defrauded him of his money and ran off with what he was buying. Now the guy's whining for sympathy and telling everyone what a great guy he is, and hinting to me that maybe I should send some business his way because he's been bamboozled. If my money wasn't good enough for him before, then I'm sure it's not good enough for him now. 3 of my 6 roommates. We had to figure out our housing for senior year this weekend, and it didn't go well for me. I thought I was going to live with 3 of my best friends, but 2 of them ended up wanting to live with one of my other roommates instead of me. And the worst part is that my best friend, who's in that group, didn't speak up for me or insist on living with me at all. So I got replaced in my group of 4, 48 hours before the housing application deadline. I got shafted by 3 of my best friends, and my housing situation next year is gonna blow. I'm gonna be further from campus in a more expensive apartment. I'm living with a decent friend who luckily hadn't figured out his situation as of yesterday. but it's really not ideal. But I realized that it's likely because I'm the only one who is expendable. The 4 guys in that group are inseparable and codependent. I'm the only one who socializes with anybody outside of our current department. I can't wait to be done with college. Someone who left the company on bad terms. I knew she had issues working with people, but wasn't aware until months after she left that so many people disliked her. There were several red flags with her, like jokingly talking about stalking me, but I tried to ignore them. She'd flip out if I didn't respond quickly to her texts or emails. We're just acquaintances, and none of my friends or family expect such constant contact. She also sent me a number of emails with very inappropriate photos. I have not been responding lately. Maybe she'll get the hint one day. This kid that keeps asking for my homework even though I get nothing in return. I used to cheat off a kid in science class all the time, and he never got anything out of it. Flash forward like a decade, we hadn't talked in a few years, but run into each other randomly. He was looking for a place to stay, and I had a spare room. Wasn't really looking for a roommate, but he was in a bit of an awkward situation at his own current place, and I had plenty of room to spare. He moved in, lived with me for about 2 years, and he's become a close friend. I'm not saying his letting me cheat off of him was the reason I let him move in. I probably would have anyways, since he was always a nice dude. But I didn't forget it either. Karma, man. Sometimes it comes back to you. Technically, my girlfriend. We haven't spoken in over a month. I believe I have just given up on the whole thing, especially since with our given issues, she didn't try to fix them or see me once despite how much she says she cares. There were arguments in the past that I had mentioned to her, and I needed her to be stronger and talk stuff out and solve stuff. But that's not happening, coupled with 2 good days with her, followed by 4 bad days with her, hasn't been easy. It's just extremely stressful. I'm at a point in my life before I hit 30 that I need to settle down and fix my life and get crap in order so I can still have a future. She lives 15 minutes from me, called 1 time, hasn't texted in over 3 weeks. Didn't come by on my birthday to see me or try to. The next day was Valentine's Day and didn't even contact me. I'm tired of being the one that has to fix these issues, but with my fear of never having to be dumped by someone along with her conditions, I have found it difficult to pull the trigger. I do care about her, but right now this isn't working. As my dad always said, it shouldn't have to be this hard. I was really looking for my girlfriend to come to me to discuss this, not continue life just as normal and wait for me to fix this, which in turn is just getting swept under the rug again. For the night she was at her drummer's house until 3 a.m. after the bar when she told me she went home. It's just been hell, and I have a lot on my mind, and I'm avoiding it because I can't handle the stress and anxiety that comes with it. No offense, mate, but it really doesn't sound like she's your girlfriend anymore. If she is, she's not by anyone's standards a good girlfriend. Do yourself a favor, text or leave a voicemail breaking up with her and just move on. Thanks for watching until the end. Who are you ignoring right now? Please tell us in the comments below. Then be sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you know when our next video is available. For more videos just like this one, please stop by our channel. Thanks again, and see you next time!